Hello, students. Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. So, dear students, welcome again to an interesting episode that is analysis of the short story that is Ghost by Chimamanda Adichie. And in this video that we are doing, I'd like us to look at that is the language and style that we have in that is the short story Ghost by Chimamanda Adichie. So remember, this is the last bit that we are looking at when it comes to analysis of this story, not analysis of the of the entire anthology. So when it comes to that is the ninth story, this is the last bit. So in our previous video, dear students, we had looked at that is the plot analysis. We had looked at the relevance of the title, the thematic concerns, characters and characterization, etc., etc. So talking about language and style, dear students, talking about language and style, allow me to take you through the first, that is the first style that we have, that is imagery. So imagery is a literary device used in poetry, novels, or any other writing that uses a language that is visually descriptive and that appeals to the reader's senses to create an image or idea in their head. So through language, imagery aims to portray the sensational and emotional experience within the text, not only creating an image or idea in the head. So imagery is a style that also has got some sub categories. So under imagery we have got other styles like vivid description, symbolism, metaphor, we have simile, etc., etc. So under vivid description, we are told that the author uses imagery to create a vivid picture of some of the scenes that are described. So, for instance, when the narrator that is talks about that is when the narrator recalls how their house looked like the condition of the house when they came back to Nsuka, that is right after the war, he says that it was too much for them. That is, they came back together with the wife, that is Ebere. So he says that their books were in charred pile in the front garden under the umbrella tree. The lumps of calcified feces in the bathtub, also strewn with the pages of his mathematical annals used as toilet paper, crusted smears blurring the formulas he had studied and taught. So, the description of the scene, that is when they came back uh, after the war, gives us a what? Creates some image or a picture of the scene that is described. So, apart from that, remember not author, sorry, but the that is the narrator, also talks about some certain description of scenes. That is, for example, the Ikejiani Avenue. So he says this that sometimes he drops by, that is to visit a friend, and when looking at that is when he takes a walk across the faded field of Freedom Square with its border of mango trees, or sometimes along Ikiezani Avenue, there are motorcycles, that speed fast past students. Uh, then the students are also perched astride, often coming too close to one another as they avoid the potholes. So the scenes that we have in the story are vividly described. So under that, we also have got, that is still under imagery, we have another style, that is symbolism. So symbolism is the use of words or images to symbolize specific concepts, people, objects, or even events. So we are told that the imagery of the vultures on the narrator's roof symbolizes the passage of time, and the fading of the university also symbolizes the decline in what? The decline in standards. So there is also the imagery of the neem trees that screen his house is supposed to be we are told that they are supposed to be, that is, the neem trees are supposed to be medicinal. So if you look at some of the things that are used in the story, or some of the things that are mentioned, uh, the vultures, the neem tree, and even the situation or the condition of the university, they all are symbols, as they represent or symbolizes um, some concepts or events. So the next style that I also want us to talk about, still under imagery, is personification. So personification, dear students, is when an idea or animal is given human characteristics or human qualities. So the vultures are personified as stamping on the roof, which implies movement as well as contemplation. So in this case, vultures, this is an animal, but it has been given some human characteristics that makes it behave like a human. So there is also allusion. So remember, allusion is indirect reference to a person, event, or thing that is to a part of another text. So for example, looking at That is Ghost by Chimamanda Adichie, the narrator mentions the debate, how they came up with their daughter's name. So we are told that Ebere, even Ebere and I, that is on page 66, the last two lines. Uh-huh. So he recalls and says that even Ebere and I, who had debated our first child's name, Zik, for months, agreed very quickly on Nkiruka to mean what is ahead is better. So it means that the first name that they were to give to their child was Zik, but they later on, and they changed their mind later on and decided to name their daughter Nkiruka. So this means what is ahead is better. So it is a phrase that alludes to the aftermath of war and moving forward. So it gives or creates that indirect reference. So Nkiruka being a relation to what is ahead, being also better. So most allusions are based on the assumption that there is a body of knowledge that is shared by